Get all set up, find out you got a bad cable, and you don't have time to find out which ones. Improvise. I'll just pull the instrument. Chelsea, 1, 2.
Except for that one.
I think it's 2. Stretch it first. Nope, so it's 3. There we go. Testing 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I'd like to back up a little bit. Testing 1, 2. How's that out there?
Good.
Thank you. Well, since we're all doing biographies up here, or autobiographies, I moved here in 1959, when I got up to age 5. I did not do a survey, but I have a feeling I'm the senior member of the performing cadre today. My introduction to Hyde Park, actually, that spring of 1959, Eleanor Roosevelt did a poetry reading for kids at the Hyde Park Library. That was my introduction to the library. And I remember a couple of things. I remember her fur coat on a warm day in May. And as a 5-year-old, I was puzzled by that. And I remember the really interesting, her voice more than anything else. I just lost my cape on that too.
Oh, did you drop the
Capo?
Which way did it go? I dropped it.
Looks like it's under the other guitar.
Thank you. Oh, thank you. As I was saying, the quaver in her voice. If you ever saw the Eleanor and Franklin documentary, maybe it was a film, TV film, I guess, it was many years ago with Jane Alexander. She had the voice down just right. So we moved here in '59, and we lived in the what used to be the Colonial Motel, which is now the Hyde Park Inn. Is that correct? Just down the road here. For about 6 weeks while our house is getting ready, and we cooked soup on a hot plate in the room. I remember those days very fondly. And well, I'm losing things all over the place. Without further ado, this is a song about how inspiration just flies away from you. Sometimes you wake up in the middle of the night, you have a bright idea for something, whatever it is, a new song or an addition to your house or something like that. You go to sleep, convinced that when you wake up in the morning, you'll have the benefit of all that, and then you wake up in the morning and you cannot remember a single thing. That's the bad side of this. The flip side is, if you wake up in the middle of the night and remember something you really don't want to remember, chances are when you wake up in the morning, you'll forget it. That's true. Well, I go to work from 9 to 5. I'm sorry, I started the wrong song. So we'll go find that one instead, so we stay consistent. Well, I said, well, I go to work from 9 to 5. Then I come home back and drone to the high. Worship my queen just like any good honeybee. I got a little big house, I got a white picket fence. I gladly pay that mortgage cause it's better than rent. Cause even when I'm sleeping, I'm still getting enough that equity. All the sometimes I get a feeling in my soul like to chuck it all, take a rock and roll, hit the road, trash motels and drink cheap wine. But then it all goes away just about breakfast time. Goes away just about breakfast time. My kids think I'm crazy, my wife thinks I'm cute. Every once in a while I like to put on AC. Ask her to come out and do some 7 Well, we have an evening dinner, then I surprise myself. And I dust off my dancing shoes, take them down off the shelf. You the lily, the bop, and the stroll, that's leaving to me. When we get home, it's long past midnight. I keep my fingers crossed, play my cards right. She goes in the bathroom, gonna let down her hair. There's a sweet smell of perfume in the air. on my mind. And then she wakes me up just about breakfast time. Wakes me up just about breakfast time. She said, don't worry, darling, well, that's all right. You can catch me some other night. A man your age really needs his sleep, I know. Well, come July, we'll pack the kids in the car. We're gonna hit that highway and drive real far. We're gonna spend some vacation time just laying around on the beach. Oh, give me gin, give me tonic, give me lemon, give me lime. How I love to wallow in my leisure time. And I don't want nothing that's too far for me to reach. Well, in a couple of days I had this life figured out. I'm gonna live it right, gonna cast the side off out there. Step back down, poetry and rhyme. And then it all goes away, just about breakfast time. Goes away just about breakfast time. So listen, my friends, hold on to your sleep. Hold tight to your plans, hold on to your dreams. Be what you want, don't you let nothing hold you back. Oh, but sometimes at night when your thoughts get real wild and you get to thinking that your life's weak and mild, no matter you scare yourself, don't you worry, that's fine. Cause it'll all go away just about breakfast time. Goes away just about breakfast time.
I love that song.
You think so backwards here? Now, I leave my water bottle down. If you see, does anybody see a green water bottle on this stage anywhere?
Yeah, behind the.
Oh, right there.
Right next to the
Oh,
next.
there it is. It started out to be one of those days, but then it turned out to be. Roll the punches. Kevin Carroll talking about breakup songs and how they all have different sides. And some years back, it was my inspiration, if you want to call it that, to write a breakup song that was kind of taking a sort of satirical, kind of halfway cheerful look at the process, but from the negative end. So we'll see how it works. It's called Evening News. All right, and I recognize that these days, depending on the age of your audience, when you say evening news, some folks don't know what you're talking about. A quick look at you, I think we all know. Here we go. Evening news, last night's blues, I'm going to change the key. I think I changed the key. Evening news, last night's blues, leave me alone, already paid my dues, I'm on the phone again. Ain't it fun? I'm sorry, I gotta go back, here we go. Well, evening news, last night's blues, leave me alone, already paid my dues, I'm on the phone again. Ain't it fun being alone again? Well, there's a moving truck here, lots of luck. Feel like a tree that's been lightning struck, but I'm split in two. I'm just missing you. But the sun's going down to see the lights downtown. Gonna put my head to bed, have me another round. Yes, it's true, I really get the evening news. Roll a steak or maybe bake a cake. But the way I cook that would be a big mistake. I guess it's once a day. Dinner's on TV. I wash the dishes in the sink, have a Winston and pink. Guess I'll repaint the bathroom, cause I never could stand pink. Oh, but it's true, pink reminds me of you. I guess I paint the place white, gonna let it sunlight. I didn't see it's true, I'm so much better off without you. Yes, it's true, I read it in the evening. Evening news, tomorrow's blues. Had a friend who said I should take a cruise and forget about you. But that's something I could never do. I really did evening news. Evening news. You other guitarists in the group here, did you ever get a fascination with a major seventh chord? Major seventh chords are really interesting. They sound like this, and they sound very loungy. Sort of and then there's the diminished chord, which sounds like this. That was the inspiration for writing that first tune. This one goes, I don't know if you remember in my age, when you were a little kid watching TV and watching a quiz show on TV, somebody wins a prize. I was just meant you had won a 24-point. Remember those days? So I went through a period where I actually wrote four or five tunes in that mode. And back in those days, songwriter contests were a big deal. So we were all trying to, send out our songs back in the early 90s I'm talking about. There was a particular contest out in Texas called it was the Kerrville Folk Festival. I sent stuff to the Kerrville Folk Festival year after year after year. You sent this back in the days of cassettes as well. So sending cassette out there, when you got your cassette back, you pop it in the cassette player, and you could tell how much of the song the person on the other end had actually listened to. So I did a bunch of these where the vocal barely came in, all right, year after year, and then I wrote these sort of artificial lounge songs, and lo and behold, I got into it. But then there's a pressure to stay there, and I didn't want to do that. So that's the story of C major chords and diminished chords. Hopefully I was there. I stuck my there.
Okay.
Something went right. My cable was in my pocket. I like to play a song that I wrote for my grandfather, my dad's father. I was very, very lucky to have all my grandparents live until the late 90s. Wow. I'm hoping I make it that far, but I don't know. My dad's father grew up on a farm out in Broome County, New York, near Binghamton, Johnson City, out that way. When his dad passed away, he went to work for the Endicott Johnson Shoe Company, which was one of the more enlightened employers of the day. And amongst other things, my grandfather and my grandmother and grandfather both worked for the company, and the company made available loans to build homes. They're one of the first companies in the country to have a dental plan, stuff like that. So my grandparents were very loyal to the company. So it's a song for them called "Thank God the Company." Grandpa went to the factory when he quit school in 1913. He went to France for the Great World War, too young to know what he fought there for. Well, he came back home to the factory, married my grandma in 23. To just making boxes to make a laugh, making a way for the kids and wife. Bought his first house with a company loan, electric lights and had a telephone. Second-hand Ford and he held the keys. He said, thank God and the company. Depression hit hard in 33. Grandpa held on to the factory. They cut his hours and they cut his pay. And he cursed Herbert Hoover till his dying day. Then came the war and the Eisenhower years, the ups and the downs and the smiles and tears. And an handful of sweet health keys and said thank God and the company. Then came the day Grandpa made his last box. Got a pat on the back and a premium clock. He spent years on the porch, Prince Albert and King, smoking his pipe as a company man. Then his eyes gave out and he moved to home. Stood by his bed but I was all alone. The very last words that he said to me were, thank God and the company. Thank God and the company.
Yeah.
Thanks very much. Let's try to do. My time's up. Take an intermission.
Intermission.
We are taking an intermission, so we'll be back in 10-15 minutes. Pat's going to be coming back up. Kevin and Carol.
That's right. That's the original.